Hello and welcome back to Just Start Show, and I'm indeed glad seeing you here. And let's continue with the characteristics of bad communication. I've been listing out a few characteristics in the previous session. I've listed out, and I'm going to continue with the list. And the first and foremost in this list is becoming overtly emotional. Become overly emotional. Bad communication involves being overly emotional about the context, sometimes leading to even nervousness and loss of control of our own emotions, becoming a little bit abusive or irritated, or becoming a little upset and whatnot. It's trying to react more than what is required. Second one is micromanaging. A person who is a bad communicator always micromanages the communication processes rather than focusing on the message and the audience. This is something that we'll have to avoid. Over apologizing. A bad communicator sometimes overly apologizes. It's always apologetic. He or she is always apologetic of kind of being over apologizing. Unresponsiveness. They don't respond to requests promptly. They don't respond to requests or messages promptly. They don't respond to feedback promptly. So they try to become unresponsive. They are kind of rambling. They move off topic quite often and kind of lose track of what they're saying. They keep rambling and may not be able to come back to the main topic. Over talking. They don't allow others to talk. Rather, they keep talking and interrupt what others are trying to say and dominate the entire conversation. Over talk. Keep on talking. Non-verbal cues are not in sync. Their non-verbal cues are not in sync, and it's totally out of context. Totally out of context, and it's not in sync with the thoughts, the spoken language, and it doesn't convey what it needs to convey. It's not in sync. Inability to adapt. They can't adapt to a context quite immediately or quite quickly. So it takes a lot of time for them to adapt. Sometimes they adapt, sometimes they don't. So this inability to adapt to the context or the situation is what makes one a bad communicator. Poor feedback delivery. They either respond to feedback in a very unconstructive manner, or they deliver feedback in a very unconstructive manner, or sometimes too very harsh in delivering feedback, and it upsets the audience. Lack of confidence, of course, yes. Bad communicator lacks confidence. That's why they micromanage. That's why they are unresponsive. That's why they are not in control of the situation. They are not able to adapt. So naturally, leads to bad communication. Avoiding eye contact. Eye contact is something that is very important. It's an important body language. People should know that you are looking at them and talking to them. So if you avoid eye contact, then necessarily it shows that we are lacking confidence and we are not actually in touch with them, in kind of staying connected with them. Disorganization. This is a very important problem. Most often their thoughts are all disorganized, the speech is all disorganized, disconnected. The thoughts and ideas are not connected properly, leading to a lot of irrelevance in their speech, or losing connect with the audience, or kind of losing connect with one thought with the other. All this happens when they become highly disorganized. They are overwhelmed with details. Their talk is sometimes filled with unnecessary details that is not required, that's not relevant to the context. So being overwhelmed with details also makes one a poor communicator. Inappropriate humor. A good communicator has got appropriate humor, knows when to crack a joke and laugh at a joke. Here, it's inappropriate humor in the sense of it's not in sync with the content. It's not in sync with the context. So with this, I stop this session. Thank you very much for patiently listening. Keep sharing, and we'll look at other characteristics later. Thank you very much.